Welcome to Backbone Unlimited. My name is Matt Hartsky. In this episode, we're going to break down one of the most misunderstood pieces of elk hunting and one of the biggest reasons that hunts fall apart in the evenings: thermals. A lot of hunters believe they understand evening wind. They expect it to drop at some point to stabilize and pull downhill in a predictable way. And on paper, that sounds right. But in the mountains, especially in elk country, that assumption gets people busted over and over again because evening thermals don't just switch. They transition, they swirl, and they interact with terrain in ways a lot of hunters never recognize until it's too late. And here's the problem: elk do understand it. They position themselves to take full advantage of that chaos while hunters walk straight into it. If you're not familiar with who I am, I've been hunting and guiding Western big game for over 34 years, and I've been a professional strength and conditioning coach for more than 30 years, and I'm here to help you become a more consistent and successful elk hunter and outdoorsman. In this episode, I'm going to show you why evening thermals betray you and how to stop letting the wind end your hunt before it even starts. The biggest lie a lot of elk hunters believe is pretty simple: evening thermals fall downhill. And the reason that belief sticks is because technically it's true, just not in the way a lot of hunters think. We would just want to lump it into one category of in the morning they do this and in the evening they do this. But it's never that simple. There's no never or always in elk hunting. What a lot of people picture is clean and predictable wind shifts in the evening. The sun drops, the air cools, and the wind just starts pulling downhill like a steady current, which is true a lot of the time. But that's not how it actually plays out in real terrain sometimes. What really happens is a more layered transition, not just a flip. You can still have rising thermals in open areas while the shaded pockets might be flowing downhill, right? You can have cold air dropping into a drainage while warm air is still lifting off of a sunny slope. And right in the middle of that, you're standing there assuming everything is going in one direction just because it's evening. And that's not true. It's moving in multiple directions at once. And that's where hunters get into trouble. They trust the downhill rule instead of reading what's actually happening around them in real time. Elk don't make that mistake. They live in that transition. They bed, feed, and move all in places where those conflicting winds give them the advantage and put you at a constant risk of getting picked off. The most dangerous time in the evening isn't when thermals are fully dropping. It's the window right before it's solid where it's really happening. That transition period where more elk blow out than almost any other time of day, and most hunters don't even realize they're in it. You'll feel a slight shift. Maybe the wind softens a little. Maybe it starts to hesitate. You check it. Seems okay at the moment, and you keep moving. But what you're actually walking into is instability. During that window, air doesn't commit to a direction. It kind of pulses, it stalls, and it starts searching for the path it's going to take as the temperature drops. 1 second it's moving uphill, the next second it's neutral, then it dumps sideways or downhill in small, unpredictable bursts. And those bursts are enough. It only takes one push of your scent drifting into a bedding pocket or across a side hill or down into a small travel corridor to end the hunt. Elk expect that window. They position themselves where those shifting winds expose movement below them, across from them, and even above them. And while you're thinking the wind hasn't fully switched yet, they're already using that uncertainty to stay one step ahead of you. Elk don't fight evening thermals, they use them. And this is where a lot of hunters completely misread what's happening. They think elk are just feeding, drifting, and moving randomly in the evening. But in reality, elk are positioning themselves in a way that lets the wind do the work of protecting them. A mature bull doesn't need perfect wind. He just needs an advantage. In the evening, that advantage comes from stacking inconsistent air currents. Bulls will often bed or stage in spots where rising thermals are fading and the downhill flow hasn't fully committed. And sidehill drift is active. That creates a situation where your scent can reach them from multiple directions, even if you think you're safe. They're not guessing. They're setting up where your mistakes are going to be amplified. And here's what makes it worse: elk don't need to smell your full scent cone. They just need a whiff. One swirl, one drift, one unstable push of air is enough for them to identify danger and move. And that's why you're going to feel like you did a lot of the things right. Wind in your face, quiet approach, good terrain, and then they're gone. Because the elk wasn't relying on steady wind, it was relying on unpredictable wind to expose you. Hey, If you hunt public land elk and you're tired of grinding through random seasons, I built the elk hunting series of ebooks for you. Most hunters don't struggle because they lack effort. They struggle because they lack a system. And that's exactly why I built the elk hunting ebook series as a complete progressive framework for Western elk hunters who are done guessing and ready to hunt with intention. Volume 1 is going to be Foundations and Reality. I reset your mindset and expose the assumptions that quietly wreck seasons. In Volume 2, Finding Elk and Understanding Pressure, you'll learn how elk actually move under pressure so you can anticipate instead of react. In Volume 3, Terrain, Wind, and Position, I break down how to use landscape and thermals to consistently create opportunities. In Volume 4, Calling, Silence, and Pressure, sound becomes a decision tool, not an impulse. In Volume 5, Bow Hunting Execution, we're talking about close range strategy so you can finish your encounters. And in Volume 6, Late Season and Post Rut, we're talking about how elk shift after the rut and how to adapt when others quit. This is a system built for consistency. This isn't theory, it's a structured system to help you find elk, read country, and make confident decisions every season. Buy each volume individually or bundle them all to save 50% off at backboneunlimited.com. And one of the most dangerous wind movements in the evening isn't necessarily uphill or downhill, it's side hill drift. And the reason it's so effective is because most hunters don't feel it. You can check the wind with powder, milkweed, or by feeling it in your face, and everything can seem fine. Maybe it's slightly in your favor. Maybe it feels neutral, so you keep moving, confident you're doing it right. But what you're not accounting for is how air moves across the slope. As the evening cools and thermals start to weaken, air begins to lose its vertical commitment. It's no longer strongly rising or strongly falling, so it starts to slide laterally along the contour of the mountain. And that sideways movement carries your scent into places you never intended, across bedding areas, into pockets of timber, through travel routes where elk are staging before feeding. And the worst part is, you won't always see it or feel it. It's subtle, slow, and consistent enough to betray you without warning. Elk understand that instinctively. They use benches, side hills, and transition zones where the lateral drift exposes anything moving through the mountain. While you're focused on up or down, they're catching you from side to side. Not all terrain allows thermals to behave the way you expect either. And this is where a lot of experienced hunters still get caught. Certain features in the mountains completely break the idea of a clean downhill wind in the evening. Benches are one of the biggest offenders. Air hits a flat shelf on a steep slope and stalls. It pools, it swirls, and then it spills unpredictably instead of continuing straight down where we want it. You can have downhill movement above the bench and below it, but right where you're hunting, the wind is doing something entirely different. Then you have finger ridges and cuts. Air dropping into a drainage doesn't always go straight down. It gets pulled, split, and redirected by those terrain features. One side of a finger might be pulling down while the other is still holding rising air. In between, you get mixing currents that don't follow any simple rule. And then there's dark timber pockets. I just made a video on wind in dark timber. Those areas cool faster, which can trigger early downhill flow while surrounding slopes are still pushing air uphill. So now you've got multiple thermal systems all operating at once. If you're relying on a general rule like evening wind goes down, you're already behind because the terrain decides what the wind actually does. Even if evening thermals are unpredictable, the answer obviously isn't to avoid hunting in the evenings, right? It's to change how you hunt them. The first adjustment is simple. A lot of hunters still don't do it. You have to respect that transition window. That means slowing down or even holding position when the wind starts to hesitate. If you feel inconsistency, assume your scent is moving somewhere you don't want it to. Second, stop relying on wind in your face as your only green light. In the evening, that's just not enough. You need to think about where your scent could go if the wind shifts, not just where it is right now. Third, use elevation to your advantage. Instead of charging in level with elk or above them, look for setups where you can stay below expected movement, giving yourself a buffer if your wind starts to drop. It's not perfect, but it's more forgiving. And finally, Hunt with the mindset that you're always one mistake away from being detected, because you are. That's how careful we should hunt. Hunters who succeed in the evening aren't the ones who just trust the wind. They're the ones who manage risk. They stay patient and only move when conditions are stable enough to give them an edge. Evening thermals don't betray you because they're random. They betray you because you expect them to be simple. And that's the assumption that costs a lot of hunters opportunities. The reality is, evening wind is one of the most complex, terrain-driven, and unstable forces you're going to deal with in elk country. It shifts, layers, drifts, and interacts with the landscape in ways that don't follow clean rules. And while you're trying to predict it, elk are positioning themselves to take advantage of every mistake it creates. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: stop hunting the idea of wind and start hunting what the wind is actually doing in real time. Slow down, pay more attention, respect that transition window, because in the evening, you're not just hunting elk, you're hunting the conditions that allow elk to beat you. And the moment you understand that, that's when things are going to start to change for you. Now, if you want to go deeper into elk movement, pressure patterns, terrain positioning, and structured decision making, that's exactly why I built the elk hunting series of ebooks. It's a progressive system designed to help you understand how elk actually use country and how to position yourself accordingly. I have a link to those ebooks in the description. If you want hands-on application and real-time breakdowns, we have an in-person Elk Camp 2026 that is built around this same philosophy: structure, preparation, and execution in real terrain. 90% of Elk Camp is going to be working through real scenarios with you. And you can check out the Elk Camp at backboneunlimited.com. If you want ongoing access to the Team Backbone community, classroom, my full digital vault of elk resources, private discussions, and direct communication to me for planning, you can join Team Backbone at backboneunlimited.com underneath our membership tab. Everything we talk about here is all connected. Preparation is not a single video, it's a system. Thanks for being here. Until next time, train harder, hunt smarter, and never settle.